With over 300 of its history, Pennsylvania is scattered with numerous abandoned places to find and explore, from ghost towns to hidden cabins in wilds. I don't want to tell you about well-known locations like Abandoned Pennsylvania Turnpike, Concrete City, and Graffiti Pier. Every explorer knows these hyped places, and they are interesting only for beginners. However, a lot of abandoned houses and buildings is located off public trails and isn't marked on maps. Thanks to that, they are still stays unvandalized, and only nature slowly swallows them. In this top 10 abandoned places in Pennsylvania video, I will show unknown abandoned locations I found on my trails. First location. According to the archive records, the site is an abandoned power plant in Luzerne Country, which was constructed in 1905 to supply local anthracite coal mines with power and steam. The plant was abandoned in 1970 and demolished in the middle of the 1980s, but some structures still remain there. One of them is creepy tunnels, which supposedly used to be part of air supply system for the plant furnaces. One more abandoned mine site in Luzerne County, Pennsylvania. I expected to find and explore some historic industrial buildings, however was lucky to film a bit more. For example, this unsuspicious small hole is an entrance into a huge abandoned tunnel looking like Apocalyptic Undergrounds in Metro 2033 horror movie. To be honest, I don't know its real purpose. Leave a comment if you do. Coal bagging plant ruins on the site of a former colliery in Carbon County. The plant operated from 1930s until 1950s by producing bagged coal for domestic needs. Decades ago, it used to be an excessive industrial coal mining site, but now time turned it into overgrown ruins with dark, creepy tunnels beneath. The abandoned Summit Resort in Monroe County. Now looking as a creepy ghost town, it used to be one of ultra-luxurious honeymoon resorts. It was opened in 1968 and closed in 2002. Although some of its buildings, including the main lodge, have been demolished in 2019, its expansive cabins and cozy suites lay completely frozen in time. Sadly, what was once considered lavish and outstanding in the 70s and 80s quickly became tacky by the 1990s. Massive system of industrial tunnels hidden under a former concrete plant in the northeastern Pennsylvania. The plant was closed in the early 1960s, and its undergrounds had stayed unexplored for 60 years until my visit. The system consists of 6 huge tunnels strewn with bones of dead animals. The place is hard accessible and pretty dangerous to explore. For example, I had to use a winch to get down in the elevator shaft. Total length of the tunnel is around 2,200 feet. The place is pretty dry and might have been used as a good fallout shelter in rough times. An extensive coal mining site located in Northumberland County, which had operated in the beginning of 20th century. The site is scattered with dozens of overgrown ruins and rusting mining equipment. But more interesting stuff is secluded under ruins, like Boiler House and a couple of tunnels. Abandoned railroad tunnel in Dauphin County, Pennsylvania. Construction of the over 3,500 feet tunnel began in 1869 and was finished in January 1874. Today, the tunnel's north and south portals remain, but they are sealed shut on either end. There is one of creepy stories about the tunnel is connected with the deaths of 10 men who died when a locomotive stopped dead in the tunnel. Their death was caused by fumes from the locomotive smokestack. Coplay Tunnel in Lehigh County. It's a big, abandoned, creepy tunnel starting from the bank of Lehigh River, built 150 years ago, and seems explorers aren't welcome there. The tunnel has 3 dirty and hard accessible entrances. I used the permanently flooded main entrance. Despite it, the tunnel was cozy and dry inside. A huge abandoned mine in Carbon County. This 600 feet long tunnel built around 1942 for coal mining purposes. Easy, accessible, but pretty scary to go alone. In conclusion, a gorgeous 200 years old abandoned house in Northampton County. The mansion lives its last years. The house was built around 1825 and used as a hotel. Was set ablaze in 1950s. Leave the comment if you want a similar video about New Jersey locations, or you want to know more about abandoned houses, not industrial buildings.